The NESN television center, the Red Sox officially signed Yoan Moncada yesterday. Now they're about to introduce him to the media at a press conference in Fort Myers, Florida. Let's listen live.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to get started. Get this press conference started by introducing everyone up to the table. First, we have Red Sox Executive Vice President, General Manager Eddie Sherrington, Red Sox Director of International Scouting Eddie Romero, and Red Sox infielder Yoan Moncada. Before we get started with the formal questions and answers, Ben is going to begin by making some comments.
Thanks, everyone, for being here. As Kevin mentioned, we're very happy and excited to be here today to announce the signing and introduce Yoan Moncada to the Red Sox organization. As you know, we've signed Yoan to a minor league contract. He'll be participating in minor league spring training. Actually has been now for a couple of days, but he'll be in minor league camp from here on out. I want to introduce, recognize a handful of people that were critical to this process, starting with Yoan, certainly most critical. Yoan's representative, David Hastings, is here. I believe David. There's also some other friends and family of Yoan here today. Eddie Romero, as you know, is sitting to my left, our Director of International Scouting, who was sort of primary point person on this throughout this process. Also, there's a lot of people involved in the scouting process and signing of Yoan. I do want to mention one other person in particular, Amiel Sade, who's not here today, has been involved in a sort of constant way throughout. We are going to have an opportunity to answer questions today. Yoan will, with Eddie's help, and I can answer any questions you might have. We understand that this has been a sort of atypical scouting and signing process involving an atypical talent, and so we want to have an opportunity to answer questions that you might have. That said, I also want to ask for everyone's cooperation moving forward. That after we're done with the session today, we want to allow Yoan to do what he has not been able to do for the past several months, which is be a baseball player. So just ask that everyone respect that moving forward, we're going to try to let him get into some baseball normalcy as quickly as possible. So so that's it. Thanks for being here, and we can take questions.
If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll try to do this one at a time, whether in English or Spanish, that's fine. Eddie will serve as a translator. And as Ben said, there will be time after the conference to do some follow-ups with everyone seated up here, as well as David. So that's the first question. Johnny in the back.
Ben, what do you see his potential should be? How do you, what kind of player do you see him like?
I think first of all, we believe he's certainly one of the few most talented 19-year-olds in the world. He's got a really unique combination of skills, great athlete, speed, switch hitter with power from both sides of the plate, defensive skills, the athletic ability to play multiple positions if he had to, and a natural second base. As I said, he's going to enter our minor league system, and like everyone else, there's still development to do. He's a developing baseball player, but he's an exceptionally talented one. obviously, given the surrounding the signing, the investment making, we believe he can be a very good major league player for a long time, and we're committed to helping him get there in the right way.
Okay, the board's on the right.
My question is for Yoan. Your thoughts as you're sitting here today, beginning your professional career, knowing that such a short time ago you were in
Bueno, los pensamientos que yo tengo primeramente que todo es, ¿sabes? Empezar a jugar el béisbol que hace un año que no lo jugaba. Y bueno, y ahora estoy aquí en el equipo de Boston, gracias a todos, ¿sabes? Los que me eligieron para estar aquí. Y espero empezar, estoy empezando entrenando y espero empezar a entrenar ya como yo siempre he entrenado en toda mi carrera deportiva para estar en una buena forma deportiva y bueno, y espero sentirme bien en esta organización.
I'm just really looking forward to getting back on the field and playing baseball because I've gone so long since I've actually been able to just to go out and play. Looking forward to the opportunity of just being with this organization, and I'm very thankful for everyone in the Red Sox that made that possible. But more than anything, just getting in shape and getting into baseball shape so I can get back on the field.
Ian over here on the left.
What was this whole process like? How hard was it to ultimately pick, which team you're going to sign with?
¿Qué difícil fue este proceso y qué fue lo que a ti te hizo decidir seleccionar los Reds?
¿Sabes? Lo que a mí me hizo decidir seleccionar a los Red Sox fue una decisión muy difícil para mí porque, ¿sabes? Es primera vez que me pasa esto, pero la decisión fue, ¿sabes? Fue mía y fue también de mis padres que también me apoyaron desde allá. Yo les hablé y les conté y bueno, y les gustó la decisión mía y lo decidí porque es tremenda organización, ya que tiene buenos peloteros, como todos así, pero es una organización buena y me decidí por la organización y bueno, y lo voy a dar todo en sí en esta organización hasta llegar a la gente.
It was a very tough process overall, being my first time in anything, realizing anything like this. But I was thrilled to be able to join the Red Sox. It's a good organization with a lot of good players, and what helped was the support of my family, who was extremely supportive throughout the entire process. And so now I'm just looking forward to getting on the field and hopefully one day contributing at the major league level.
On the right.
Yoan, when did you decide that you wanted to come to the United States to play, and how did that process play out in terms of being allowed to leave?
¿Sabes? Yo decidí eso la última vez que yo terminé mi juego de la serie nacional. Y bueno, fue una cosa que es muy personal mía, ¿sabes? Y nada, me decidí a venir a los Estados Unidos para mejorar mi calidad de pelotero. Y bueno, aquí estoy en los Red Sox y espero el próximo año estar en
It was a decision that I made after my last game in Serie Nacional in Cuba, that I wanted to improve all my qualities as a baseball player at the top level. And so I made that decision then, and thankfully I've been able to work my way here, and in the next few years, make it to the big leagues with the Red Sox.
Okay, could you describe the process from the club standpoint? When did you first lay eyes on Yoan? How extensively were you able to scout him, and how were you able to develop the kind of personal relationship that it took to get him signed?
Sure. Well, not myself. We had international scouts as far back as 2010, see Yoan in international tournaments in Mexico. The first time that I personally saw him was in the World Tour tournament in Amsterdam. That was the summer of 2013, and then later that year I saw him in Taiwan. And there was no doubt that the tools stood out, and there was an aggressiveness and an excitement to his game. And there was a lot of hype. There was a lot of everybody knew this was a very interesting player to follow. Going into the Cuban season that year, I think from the relationship standpoint, we got in touch with David. Once we had the workout down in Guatemala, and he was tremendous. We were able to establish a friendship, a very easy communication. We talked all the time. There was a trust and a confidence built there, and the more we got to know the guys as well, that helped. And we kind of they're both great kids, and so that also plays a part in it. And so through the constant communication with David, we were able to establish that trust, and which I think at the end really helped in the negotiation process.
Jessica, do you have a question?
Sí, en inglés, English and Spanish, of course. Okay. So, can you describe your relationships with the Hastings family? David speaks about you like you are his son. ¿Puedes describir tu relación con la familia Hastings? Él todavía habla contigo como tú eres su hijo.
Bueno, sabes, yo cuando llegué aquí y todo, todo lo demás, el señor David conmigo ha sido, ¿sabes? Una persona muy sincera, muy respetuoso, ¿sabes? Me ha dado el cariño de un padre, como si fuera mi padre en Cuba.
Ever since I was able to come over here, he's been tremendous with me. He's been sincere and respectful, and he's really given me the care that a father would, just like my father back in Cuba. And he's just lucky to have found him.
Back here on the left.
Pedro Castro Amaré, Telemundo 51. Yoan, ¿qué significa reencontrarte con Rusney Castillo, con tu compatriota? ¿Y quién de los dos de verdad es más rápido?
¿Sabes? Encontrarme aquí con Rusney, ¿sabes? Una felicidad muy grande para mí, porque los dos jugamos allá en Cuba. Jugué solamente una vez con él. Y bueno, ahora actualmente Rusney es más rápido. Pero cuando estábamos en Cuba hicimos la competencia de bola de estrella. Es más rápido era yo. Bueno, sentido, cuando ahora lo que me toca es entrenamiento, y cuando vayan pasando los días me sentiré mejor. Y bueno, y después vamos a ver.
I'm sorry. Let's translate.
The question asked was regarding how is it playing with Rusney Castillo now, and which of you is faster. And he claimed, Yoan states that it's great. They were only able to play together once in Cuba. I believe that was at eso fue en el Holanda, que jugaron juntos. They played together in Serie Nacional for a brief time. And as to who's faster, he says he thinks Rusney has him right now, but all he needs is some time training. Okay.
Yoan, things seem to be becoming more friendly between the governments of the two countries. Do you look forward to a time when it's easy for you to travel back and forth? Because for many people who came to play here, you came and that was it. And maybe in the future you'll be able to go back and forth.
Parece que las relaciones entre los Estados están mejorando, que tú piensas de el país abrirse y tú poder viajar, seguir frecuentemente sin problema.
¿Sabes? Eso es una cosa que todavía no sé mucho. No sé mucho cómo sea las relaciones entre Cuba y Estados Unidos. Uno dice que es bueno, uno dice que va a ser una cosa, ¿sabes? Una cosa buena, que van a te digo que yo vine aquí solamente para jugar el béisbol y dar lo mejor de mí, así que es lo único que puedo decir sobre ese aspecto.
I don't know much about the ongoing relations. I hear some good things about it and the possibilities. But really I'm just focused on getting here. I'm here now, and I just want to play ball. And that's my number one focus as of right now.
Okay, John.
Yoan, ¿qué tan rápido usted llegue a las Grandes Ligas?
Bueno, lo más rápido, ¿sabes? Es nada más tener, para mí yo digo que estamos teniendo un año en las ligas menores, ya que ya había dicho que hacía un año y tanto que no juego en el béisbol así como digamos, solamente estaba entrenando y bueno, y este año me voy a preparar bien, voy a hacer las cosas bien para ya el año que viene ya estar en las Grandes Ligas si Dios quiere.
My goal is to see if I can make it to the big leagues in a year, but I know not having played for so long, it's understandable it might take a little bit of time, more time than that.
Okay, Johnny in the back.
Yeah. Ben, what kind of adjustments do you had in the minor league to help them adjust to the U.S. culture?
Before I answer that question, I realized that I already made a mistake today, which was not to introduce Louis Tiant. He's here, so I'm sure he'll remind me of that later today. Louis is here, and we're very thankful for him to be here. Louis was with us at the workout we had with Yoan in Fort Myers in January, and he had an opportunity to visit with Yoan and make an impression. So I want to introduce Louis. Thanks for being here, Louis. To answer Johnny's question, I think it's, I don't want to say it's any different than any other player. We need to identify Yoan's needs and then figure out how we can use our resources to help him. And so we've started that process by, over the last 10 days or so, really getting to know him better, getting to know what his physical needs are, his fundamental needs on the field, and the cultural adjustment needs. And we'll have a plan in place to help him, and we have, ample resources here with the Red Sox on staff that can help him with that. But I think it's really, as Yoan has already referenced, really the key is getting him back into some sort of normal baseball routine, which will allow for his baseball conditioning to take off, and then just introducing him to the Red Sox programs and integrating him into the rest of the player group.
Okay, Rob, over here on the left.
Yoan, what is your favorite position to play, and what players do you look up to?
En estos momentos mi posición, en la que más cómodo me siento es la segunda base, pero juego, ¿sabes? De la tercera, tercera y centerfield, y bueno, para mí, en esta organización aquí he visto a varios que, ¿sabes? Los he visto y me he quedado sorprendido, como a Alex Ramírez, a Pedroya. No tenía la oportunidad todavía de conocer a ellos, pero bueno, espero conocerlo pronto. También a Victorino, que es tremenda persona, a Pablo Sandoval. Y bueno, y espero conocerlos a todos con el transcurso de los días.
I think right now the position I feel most comfortable at is second base, because that's where I have the most experience, but I've also been exposed to third base, shortstop, and center field. I'm going out as a second baseman right now. That's, if I need to work on those other positions, I will. As for the players, I think, Hanley Ramirez is somebody that I've gotten to meet in the past couple of days, who I really look up to. And Pedroia, I haven't gotten a chance to meet David Ortiz yet. I hope I will soon. But Victorino and Pablo Sandoval, those are guys that I have seen in the past couple of days, and definitely guys that I look up to.
Yoan, throughout this process, how much pressure did you feel in the workouts that you had for teams, and what was it like, kind of going through this showcase process as you were trying to figure out where you could start your career?
Primero que todo es la primera vez que yo hacía algo así en toda mi vida. Yo nunca había hecho un showcase con estas organizaciones ¿sabes? Mirando. Y bueno, y al principio tuve impresión cuando empecé a correr. Ya después que empezaba ya al principio un poco, pero ya después me fui soltando y fildeando ya estuve más relajado. Y bueno, y eso fue una experiencia muy bonita para mí que nunca se me olvidó, ¿sabes?
Well, especially at the initial showcase when I'd never done anything where I was being presented amongst 30 teams, and so obviously when I went out, especially to start with the running, I was feeling some pressure. I was feeling nervous, but as the workout went on, as I got into my defensive drills, I started feeling a lot more comfortable in. But that's definitely something that I'm not going to forget. Seeing everybody that was there and going through that kind of showcase.
If I can follow up really quickly, for how many teams did you work out privately?
Nosotros porque lo hicimos dos, lo hice yo y lo hizo Moncada, y hicimos más o menos como 11 trayados.
Probably right around 11.
Jason.
Yoan, obviously not every 19-year-old have a big press conference like this when they come in to join a new team. How do you hope to fit in with all of your new teammates?
Es una cosa que nunca he visto una cosa así, pero yo con los compañeros de mi equipo me voy a sentir la misma persona que he sido siempre, una persona educada, una persona dedicada, cariñosa. Ese aspecto de mí nunca va a cambiar, porque si cambio ese aspecto es como si cambiara mi persona completa.
Yeah, this is definitely a first for me with this kind of media being present. But once I start, kind of hanging out with my teammates, I just want to be one of them. For them to see that I'm a dedicated teammate, that I'm a good guy, and just kind of start fitting in.
Ben, just from a stability standpoint, do you see keeping Yoan at second base this year, and then maybe kind of looking at where he might fit best, in the long term after that?
Probably, yeah. I think as we all know, and until a player's ready to help us win games at the major league level, the question of position is sort of less relevant. And we know Yoan's played more second base than anywhere else, so we're going to allow him to play that position. That's the position he's comfortable in. Let's let him go play for a while and see where this takes us. I will say that one of the many we appreciate about him, and a big part of the scouting process was just recognizing that his athletic ability, defensive skills would allow him to play a number of positions on the field if he had to, if that's what the major league team needed down the road to help win games. But we'll get there when we get there, and for right now, we just want to help him get started with his career. He'll play second base. We assume he'll be out at an affiliate at some point early in this season. We want to give him appropriate time here in Fort Myers to get ready first.
Yoan, ¿qué número de camisa usted tuvo con los Elefantes y qué número tendrán en Boston?
Bueno, el número de camisa que tuve en el equipo de Chicago fue el número 12. Y bueno, y aquí en el equipo de Boston voy a usar el 22.
The question was, what was his number with his Cuban team, Cienfuegos? His number back then was 12. And what number will you be using now? And now he's 22.
Yoan, what did you know about as an organization before they started scouting you, and what was it about them that made you most comfortable?
Lo que yo no sabía mucho de esta organización. Bueno, sí no sabía mucho de ninguna organización porque en Cuba yo no miraba mucho de aquí. Y bueno, y lo que me siguió, ¿sabes? Por esta organización cuando vine a hacer un showcase privado y la atención que me dieron, todos los compañeros de aquí de esta organización. Y bueno, y ya como les dije, fue un paso bien difícil para la arte fácil por toda la atención que me dieron. También ya que el compañero Cristiano también me ayudó y habló conmigo de muchas cosas y bueno, le doy gracias a él también por brindarme su apoyo y nada, y aquí estoy el profesor y ahora de aquí en adelante todo depende de mí y voy a dar lo mejor de mí en este equipo para que este equipo, bueno, ya cuando esté en las ligas menores, las ligas mayores, llevarlos a final y hacer equipo.
I didn't know much going in because obviously in Cuba we have limited resources to access, major league content. But I didn't really know much about any teams, to be honest. And so once I got here, I appreciated the attention that the Red Sox gave us at the private workout, and I want to thank Louis, directly because he sat down with us and explained to us what playing in Boston was like from a Cuban background, from a Cuban player. And I really appreciate his support in all this. And so now it's just all about being with the Red Sox and trying to help this team win a World Series in the future.
A few more, Sir Gordon.
I have a question for Ben and also a question for Yoan. Ben, is the plan at this point to leave Yoan and extend it and then sign him to an affiliate? Do you have any idea?
Well, yeah, no dates in mind. We want to make sure that whatever time he needs in Fort Myers to get back into a normal daily baseball routine, feel comfortable that he can do whatever he needs to do on the field. We want to give him that, and we're not going to put a date on that. May not be very long, but if he needs a little time, we'll give that to him, and then fully expect him to be out at an affiliate in short order. But we want to give him time to be ready when he goes there. And right now, we expect that to be Greenville to start, and our expectation is that he would be in Greenville at some point. Again, once he's got enough time in Fort Myers to get ready.
And my question for Yoan is, in answering one question, you made a reference to your father. You got emotional. You said, can you talk about how difficult it was to leave family behind? And also, it's very unusual for a player of your skills to be able to leave Cuba legally. Can you talk about how that?
Lo difícil fue que yo cuando viajaba a los equipos Cuba solamente viajaba por una semana, 2 semanas y regresaba a mi casa. Aparte que yo siempre he vivido con mis padres desde pequeño y bueno, y se me dio una oportunidad de venir a salir a Estados Unidos y hace 9 meses que no lo juego. Es una cosa bien difícil para mí, pero tengo que superar eso y bueno, y si Dios quiere, en un par de meses se juegue conmigo y bueno, será toda felicidad para mí.
Before this whole journey began, the longest I had been without seeing them was a week. So it was very difficult to leave them for as long as it's been, and I haven't seen them over 9 months, and that's obviously incredibly tough. So hopefully in the near future, we can meet up or we can reunite. But for right now, the focus is just getting to work, and that'll all hopefully take care of itself.
Okay, David back.
You talked about working out with the 11 teams. You worked out for the Yankees a few times, and I'm just wondering, was there ever a point where you thought it might be the Yankees?
Ya como iba diciendo, fue una decisión muy difícil al sentido de escoger a los equipos. conversaciones conmigo fueron bastante bien y se portaron bien conmigo. Y bueno, ya como mismo dije, fue una decisión muy difícil para mí en seleccionar el equipo. Y bueno, como dije, ya seleccioné al equipo de los Red Sox porque fue un equipo que me extendió la mano, me dieron buena atención y bueno, y después y de todo fue la decisión mía y bueno, y me decidí para este equipo y aquí.
It was tough deciding. You know, all the teams showed me a lot of attention. All the teams were very impressive in their presentations to me. So yeah, there was difficulty in selecting among the various teams. But at the end of the day, I appreciated like the attention and the plan that the Red Sox set out for me. And so you know now I'm here and you know I want to get to work.
Okay, if there are no further questions, we can conclude the formal part and have these three gentlemen available for some follow-ups and one-on-one. Thank you, everyone.
That was Yoan Moncada meeting the Boston media for the first time. The Red Sox Foundation game tonight right here on NESN as the Sox battle the Yankees at JetBlue Park. Coverage starts at 6:30. But for now, enjoy the rest of your day.
I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the best I could be every time I went out there.
Pedro trying to strike out 17 in a game for the first time in his career.